Oh my goodness. Okay, finally. I think we got everything. I'll just save those changes. Just got to get the stream up and running and make sure that everything is good. And it looks like my chat is currently broken. Okay, but I can see you right here. Perfect. Let me just change a couple of settings here so I can see the chat a little bit better. I see that, yeah, Sketchy Faz, welcome. Welcome to the stream. We're going to be doing some game development stuff. I want to use Armory 3D and I want to get working on my Crystalis game again. Taking a break from PT on the toilet so that I can work on Crystalis. Because I have been getting people asking about it. A lot of people want to play it, and it is currently not in a playable state since I left it months ago. So yeah, let me just fix this. I want to make chat just a little bit bigger so I can see it because I'm blind. Where is chat size? Am I in the right spot? Yeah, font size, there it is. Let's just do like 40. That should be good. You'll be chunkier, but it'll work. It'll be fine. Okay. Yeah, let's do that. So, I'm currently in Armory 3D. I need to start by saving my project. In fact, let's just go into Armory Games. Let's just add in a new folder. This folder is going to be my Crystalis 3D. There we go. And this will also be Crystalis. And we'll do Crystalis Overworld. There we go. Make sure that there's no spaces and the first letter is capitalized. There we go. So now that we got our main world in here, I should just start importing because I do have the assets already made for this game. So that'll make it a lot easier. In fact, I'm just going to delete the default cube, and I think I can delete all this for now as well. Let's just get the world going, and we don't have a camera anymore, so let's actually keep this camera for now. And let's just do a build. Just make sure that everything's working properly. We don't get any extreme errors right off the bat. There we go. Can't see anything. We don't have any lights in the scene, but there is our world. Well, we don't have anything in the scene at all, frankly. So let's go append, and we're just going to append our Crystalis game. And I believe I might have Crystalis saved on the desktop. There it is. And I got some FBX files, as well as if I go into levels, there we go. So I do have some characters already built. And I already have a character. I was going to use this guy here, my cartoon character, but I didn't quite like the style, and I actually created a character that will fit a lot better. It'll be way better than my old character I had for it. So let's just import the Wind Valley dungeon, or overworld, I mean. Yeah, so we'll go collections. Got way too many collections. In fact, I thought I cleaned these up a little bit, but perhaps I did not. I'm almost scared to import all this at this point. Because I do want to rebuild everything from scratch. In fact, you know what? Let's just import the FBX file. Just to be safe. Because I don't want any broken logic to come in. So let's just go FBX. We'll go desktop, Crystalis. There we go. So I think we got remake game full overworld. So I don't know if that counts as Town of Leaf houses, Valley. Let's just do the full overworld, see what happens. Okay, there it is. Let's just delete all this stuff and put it right in the center of the world. For the scale, I'm probably going to make it, let's see what we got here. Oops. Item, dimensions, so it's under 1. So let's just turn this up to I think we'll do 10. It'll be pretty large. Oops. That didn't scale quite well. Ooh, what's going on here? 1, 1, and 1. So we do have some weird. Let's just take everything And we're going to shading. Oh yeah, it's definitely missing the textures. I think pretty much everything is. Oh, and I did redo these trees, and I actually want to redo this or make sure that I get the right ones because I'm pretty sure that I made them look a lot better, and they have a lot less geometry, which was really killing my performance. So let me just make sure I import the right thing. I might have to open up another instance of Blender to check them out. So let's just go Wind Valley, Cave Dungeon, Wind Valley. Leave outer walls. Let's just see what this looks like. And let's go in here. Are these the updated trees, I wonder? Doesn't look like it. I think these are still the broken ones. Or the bad ones. Because I added like planes. I made them kind of a... I don't know what to call it. Low poly kind of look to it with pixel art. Okay, let's just let's just go window and we'll toggle full screen. Let's just open up UPBGE since that's what these old files are in. And we'll just import them. So we'll go, let's just open, and we'll go desktop, Crystalis, there you are, and levels. So which ones have the proper updates? We got a bunch of them. I know these are the old ones. I haven't changed these ones. This is Wind Valley. And I think this is still the old. Yeah. Yep. Look at these ugly trees. So this is the old game. But yeah, it's still really ugly. I might just have to go through and redo these trees as well. Because, I mean, look at this. They're so bad. Each one of these has so much geometry. I don't even know what I was thinking when I built them. I should have just made a plane. Which I did. I just got to figure out what I did with it. File, open. What did I do with it? And then this one's called the overworld. And it's broken. And it still has the bad trees in it. So what the heck did I do? Well, we might just say, yeah, I think we're just going to have to deal with it. Unfortunately. So let's just close this. Don't save. I'll import. Let's just do FBX. Oh, maybe I did it in the GLB format. Let me try importing that. Because I did do a export for Godot. So I'm kind of interested to see if I still have that. So Crystalis 3D. Oh, now I need to go to desktop, Crystalis, GLB, overworld. Let's see if this is the proper one or the new one. Doesn't look like it's just all messed up. Which is fine. Still not the right trees though. Or is it? Man, the geometry's all changed. It's probably why the textures are all broken too. It's all one mesh. Okay, let's do it the hard way. Let's just make it happen. So let's import FBX. So we've got Leaf Houses, Player, Shops, Town of Leaf Houses. Yep, let's just do full overworld. There we go. And then I'm going to make sure that I apply the scale to this place. And then, when I have it selected, let's just scale this up to like 4, just to make it sure that it's nice. In fact, let's just make it round and do a 5. That looks good. Bob Ross this bad boy. Then we're going to need to figure out, let's go File, find File, External Data, and then find missing textures. Then I need to go to the overworld, or Then I need to go to the desktop, need to grab Crystalis, and then let's just import the textures. Ah, see, there's those leaves. These are the leaves that I made for the new tree. So one of these files has the proper deal. Okay, find the missing textures. There we go. Actually looks pretty good. So I think what I'm going to end up doing is separating these. Oh my goodness, that's going to be a nightmare. It might actually be easier just to select everything else and then deselect the wall. Oh, that's going to be a nightmare. Okay. Yep, let's just deal with it. And I don't think I can check the performance at this point, but we'll just leave it. We'll just let it sit. Also, I'm going to have to build some hitboxes. So I'm going to have to do a collection. We'll call this Overworld. Like so. And then I need to make a new collection and make some hitbox collections, which is going to be in the scene collection above this. Call this hit boxes. There we go. And inside of here, for where our player is going to be, let's just go world. Where's the center? Okay, the center is over there. Let's just put in a new mesh. We'll do a plane and scale this bad boy out like a so. And this is going to be where our character walks. And then to make it invisible, we'll just deselect that. So theoretically, it should work right off the bat. Let's go into, I'm going to make one more new collection just for the sake of having it done. We'll call this player. This will eventually be where the player goes. But for now, we're just going to put our camera in here. So let's just add in a camera. Do this. We'll just look over the world here. And if I clean my project and then press play, sit here and wait for it to compile. It's the only thing about Armory that's kind of annoying is just waiting for the compile. But as you can see, we already have a world that looks pretty good. Let's just test the physics, make sure the physics are working before we get too crazy with the player. Let's just add in a cube, move it up, and maybe we'll just make this the hitbox anyways. But let's just give it some physics. We'll make it collision, or actually no, we need a rigid body. Make it a box, and we might even make it a capsule. And then the angular friction we're going to set to 0, and angular factor, set that to 0 as well, because we don't want it to fall over or rotate in those ways. Linear friction this way is going to be fine though. Or linear factor, I should say. Surface response, let's just turn the friction all the way up. Or we might turn it all the way down, we'll see. And we've got a few more things we can change. Doing physics in Armory can also be a little bit of a hassle, but it's not the worst, I would say. We'll make this a passive object. It has a box collider as well. And we don't have to worry about anything else for it. Might change the friction, though, just so the player doesn't slide around as much. But we'll see. We might add a... I kind of want to keep it as close to the old game as possible, just to, like, I don't want too much inertia or anything in the game. But for now, let's just move this guy up and see what happens. Should add some lights to the scene as well, just so we can see it better. And we got physics. We got a cube that fell on the ground. Awesome. So let's just start by calling this player. And just to make it easier to see, I'm just going to come down here, go to viewport display. Oh, you know what? Maybe not for now, because I still need to change some stuff. Let's make this on the z-axis. We'll make it about, let's just do 2 meters for now. I think that should be enough, because I don't think my character is going to be that tall. I got a character. We're going to import him later, but let's just make the character work for now. There we go. I want to use hacks for some coding, but that might be for later. I'm not entirely sure how I want to do that at this point. Let's also just go light, sun. We'll just add this in here so we can see a little bit better. Maybe a shadow going like so. because the original game was kind of like this. There we go. Now that we have our player, in fact, the sun, let's put that in the overworld and just call this land, I guess. That'll work. There we go. So, let us make this player actually do things. Let's take our layout, and we're just going to duplicate that, call it code. There we go. And let's just visual script this for now. We'll just make it work with visual script. And then maybe we'll do some hacks code later. For now, let's just add in a new node tree. And we need a new tree. Call this player underscore movement. There we go. And let's edit this tree. We need to add in a logic editor. Hey, welcome. Welcome to the stream. We're just currently working on a game. Making my Crystalis game again. So I need to add in my logic node editor here and just select player movement. And since we already have it attached to the player, that should work fine. So let's see, we need keyboard inputs. So let's go input keyboard. And we'll just do down, and we want the WASD keys. WA and S and D. There we go. What's the FPS recovery like on Armory? What do you mean by recovery? Or do you just mean what's the FPS like in general? FPS is way better. Like if you're running any kind of machine, you do have to worry about compile times, but the performance overall is better in Armory, which I think is pretty awesome. Who be messaging me? Okay, that is fine. Then UPBGE, yeah. Armory, does it recover well? Yeah. Armory is, if you're worrying it, like if you use a lower end PC, Armory, even though it's gonna be slower to develop in, you're gonna end up with better performance overall. And it beats UPBGE any day of the week as far as performance goes. So, and that's kind of why I want to use it. I want to be able to build a larger world with a lot more systems. So, and that's kind of why I want to use Armory for this game. And before I start, I also want to make it so, see how it's all blurry like this? I needed the renderer to actually render it as a sharp pixel. So in order to do that, I need to go to my render path, render, and I believe in draw order. No, it's not that. Texture filtering, there it is. And I need this to be closest. So I won't be able to see it right now, but if I go to the shading tab and go over to my texture, like so, let's just make sure I have the right one. So town of leaf. If I make this closest as well, there we go. Texture filtering fixed. So this will just be for the viewport, and it already looks so much better. I'm on the GTX 1060. I use UPBGE2 because the frame recover really well, but it never gets updates. Yeah, so UPBGE 2.5 and 2.0 legacy versions, and the developers are no longer developing them. They don't get updates, and they probably will never get updates again. Probably because they need to spend more time working on 4.0 at this point. I think that's where most of the development is going. Even in their Discord server, all the Discord channels are for 4.0. Or 0.42 is what UPBGE's version is. So yeah. If you want to use UPBGE2 and you're looking for better performance and frame recover, as you say, I would switch over to Range Engine if you're still using that version, because you're going to get a lot more features. You will get all sorts of. You know what? Let me just show you. I got it right here. This will be my little demonstration, and then we'll get back to the game. So this is Range Engine. It's basically UPBGE2 or 2.5, whatever version you're using, except it's got a lot more updates and features. For one, if I press play here, the first thing you're going to notice up here in the corner, here, let me actually make that bigger. Let me see if I can. Or you know what, let's go into the camera and then press play. So up here, the frame rate is on my PC is 2,500. That's what I'm running at in Armory. So I would definitely recommend checking out Armory because it's going to be the same workflow. The only thing is, if you're using Python to script, you'll see down here, instead of importing BGE, you're going to import range. So that's going to be the only difference scripting wise. And I think there might be some API differences, but as a Python scripter, that would just be something you'd have to work around or work with. Materials look a lot better as well as this. You get this dynamic sky. So if I rotate the sun, you can see that I get this in Armory, which is really awesome. And then one more cool thing is if I add in a plane, and then I'm just going to go new material. Then I'm going to put in a texture. I'm going to open. I'm going to go to my Crystalis game because I actually have a leaves texture. So if I go to textures, let me just make it so I can actually display the textures. So if I select my leaf texture here for my material, go into render view. And I got to remember how to actually apply textures in this old version. Oh, UV, unwrap. There we go. So now that I have this is actually pretty cool. If I can come in here. Armory is for the original BGE. Armory is actually a add-on. It's kind of, if I were to describe it, it would be closer to Godot. Armory and Godot are very similar in a lot of ways. Kind of. Armory is an add-on. It's more of an like you're taking an engine and it just goes right on top of Blender. Anyways, yeah. I was going to display one of the features for Range Engine really quick. If I come down to foliage, I can enable a foliage shader on here. And I can actually duplicate this. And I will just take both of these. Oops, I got to remember that. Now that I have all of these, let me just make them all one object. Oops. Okay, why can I not grab you? Okay, whatever. And I control J. And then I have this foliage shader. I can do foliage strength, and I can change some of these parameters. And then when I press the game, or go into the game, it should work. Ideally. Let's just make it super crazy. Am I just not seeing it? Turbulence. There we go. This is a little bit extreme right now, but you can see I can make this a little bit less crazy and just undo the strength a little bit. So you get like this little foliage shader that you can add to all sorts of stuff. And then if I was did this properly, I could go into my texture, turn on alpha, and come over to here and then go to my transparency, enable transparency. There we go. So now when I press play, and I need to also turn off backface culling, you can have some shaders. So yeah, that's pretty cool. So anyways, that's Range Engine. You can do a bunch of cool stuff. But for today, I'm going to be using Armory. Okay. So back into here, what was I doing? Code. Okay, yeah, that's right. I need to make it so my character actually moves. So I'm going to turn this to a convert. No, that's not what I need. I need a Boolean. Oops, if I can spell. I need a output to Boolean. So I'm going to take this and convert my output into this Boolean value. So a true or false. I could probably cast that too. And then convert it from a Boolean to... But I think a Boolean's going to be fine. I just need a 1 or 0 value. And then I want to get a vector. Oops, vector. And I want a, I think, mixed vector. Nope, not that. A vector. Is it yep, just called a vector. So that'll be what I want. And then I want a vector math as well. So I want one of these. And I want this to be, should be normalized. There we go. I can separate these out if I wanted to. There we go. So I can put that in there. And I will also need a separate visible option to release games commercially. Yes, it is a viable option. If you are, I would say that for commercial games, Armory is probably going to be one of your best options. Range Engine also allows a pretty nice, like, using range armor, you can export in that as well. But Armory, I'd say, is one of the best for if you want to make commercial games. Because the license is, it doesn't have any crazy license. And you can export, like, the file sizes are way smaller. I also made a game, I think a while back, that I did for an HTML5 game that I made in Armory. That was really cool. Yeah, glad to help. Okay, separate XYZ. That's what I want right there. Do I want that? Might not need it. So we got this result here. What is the, if I go to object, or do they have a transform? Transform, that's not what I need. It's going to be called translate. That's what it's called. Translate object. There we go. And for the result, in fact, I don't need that. I'm just going to do the result right into there. And I will need a straight up math node. Oh, this is what I needed the, oh wait, no I don't, because it just goes right into the vector. Good. Tried exporting UPBGE, you need the whole run environment of 800 megabytes to run a simple game. Yes, so, and the reason for that, the reason the file size is so big, in fact, this is a little bit extreme. I don't think, the game sizes are bigger, but like if you just export a normal, oh, whatever, what am I trying to say? It's going to be a big file size. The reason for the big file size is because of the license, because UPBGE uses the GPL license. For Blender, you need to share the source files for Blender inside of your game, and that's why it expands and bloats your game, is because you need those extra files. Completely useless, but the game will not run if you don't have them. You can't separate them out. It's really annoying. In fact, if I were to say anything, or one of the things that could be developed for UPBGE would be a better exporter. If UPBGE could figure out a export option that's better than the simple export to runtime, I feel like it would be a huge improvement to the engine in a whole. But I don't know what the process or what they're gonna have to do for that. It's probably not gonna happen. Like, I'm just gonna be honest. I doubt they're gonna ever do that. Maybe in the future, but I wouldn't have much hope for it. Okay, so I need this result to go into here and here. So I'm actually going to need this math node for, I'm going to need two of these. So duplicate that, and this is going to go in here. So let's see. So, okay, so actually I want this to be, what direction am I facing here? So my x-axis needs to be A and D, and this needs to be W and S, like so. The Boolean will go into my value here. So this will be a 1 or a 0, which is fine, since I'm going to be normalizing it anyways. Then I'm going to take these values, put them in through the vector, normalize them. Then it will translate my object. So for the input, I'm probably going to need, can I get active, RB active, set, pause, none of that. So I might just have to do an on update. So it's just going to be on update loop. We'll see if that works on update, because we want the character to move whenever the key is pressed, no matter what. And I should be able to leave that because it should just be grabbing my trait. So if I press play, let's see if we even get. I just pressed P. Wow, that was lame. Let's clean the project and then play it. And while that's going, there we go. Hey, that looks a lot better already. Just adding that one light helped out so much. Oh my goodness. The character is a little bit broken, but it did work. Let me drink some water because my voice is getting hoarse. Some water out of the flask of life, I guess. Oh. Plus HP. Okay, so we're moving way too fast. In fact, I'm probably going to need another vector math node, and I need to multiply this. And I think what we'll do is we'll multiply it. Let's see if I can get delta time here. Float time. Time.delta time. Set time scale. Get date and time. Get application time. I need time. It's not going to be time scale. Set time. No, that's going to be just how fast the game runs. Can make some slow-mo effects, I guess. Some Max Payne effects. That'd be cool. But I need. Is there just a time? Is there just time here? Physics, transform, trait, network, scene, object, world. Change the world settings, physics. Is there not just native script? Set hex, load URL, get date and time. I know for a fact there's a way to do delta time, which would be nice. Maybe we'll probably do it later. We'll just have to do it later. It'll be fine. Okay, let's just test the game one more time. See if that helped out at all. And maybe I'll try. I don't want to break my game. So like there. Okay, that's a lot better. It's way too slow. We'll probably do 0.2. And currently there is no negative value currently. Let's see. I also want to make sure my console isn't just exploding at the moment, because it probably is. Okay. Doesn't look like we're getting any errors. So no errors, which is all good. And we are doing great. But we need to figure out what's going on with this. Oh, this is on add. I need this to be subtract. Not sign. I need you to be subtract. Where is subtract at? Subtract. There we go. So you as well needs to be subtract. And now we play again. My favorite part is playing the game over and over and having to wait for it to compile. Okay, so it does work. We can move left and right. My controls are currently inverted, except where I guess A and D is just inverted. So that's pretty easy. I can just do D here and A here, and that would fix it. So currently, that works out. Also, let's just make a console change. I'm going to trace. I think let's just do print. I think just called print instead of trace. And I want to get, I think it's called FPS, frames per second. And this count is just going to go into my string. And I'm going to have this happen on update as well. So let's just move this over here. There we go. That helps out a lot. So theoretically, if I play the game, I should be able to see my frames per second show up. And we'll get to see the real-time performance and how much I'm killing it. So there's my game. Let me pull up the console really quick. And there's our FPS. So it's a little bit crazy at the moment. We're getting about 150 FPS though, which is pretty decent. I would say that's not bad for just a base game. So let's just try to keep that a thing. Let's just disable that for now, just so we're not spamming our console when we actually want to trace other stuff. So that'll be fine. And I'll just put it in its own category. Control J. Put that up here. And FPS counter. There we go. All right. So now we have a character moving, or I have a character moving here. I should probably center my character as well, just for the sake of cleanliness. Wow, that's just amazing. Oh, that's laggy. Whatever, it's fine. Character's gonna be spawning over here anyways. So, but for testing purposes, we'll just keep the character centered. It'll be fine. This plane is a little bit ugly, so I'm going to just hide it really quick or make it a wire object. That way I can actually see. Okay, and we're also gonna have to add a hitbox over here as well. So that, in fact, you know what? Let's just scale this up like so. And then just cover the entire world. This way we don't have to worry about it, because there's no elevation change. It's all on the same level. It might have actually been cool to add it, but we're add an elevation change since this is up in the mountains technically in the game. But I think for the simplicity's sake, we're just going to leave it like the old game. Okay. Also, I need to make it so my camera's actually centered. Oops, I messed that up. And then we will bring it up like so. And this is going to be a top-down game. I do want to utilize the 3D aspect as much as I can, but we do want to keep it as close to the original as possible if I can. And I'm also just going to take the FOV and turn this up to like 35 to make it a little bit of a wider view. And we'll just move it up again, because I still want to be close enough to the character to where we can tell what's going on. There we go. And we'll make a slow camera follow as well. That'll be a great thing to add to the game. For now, let's just parent this camera straight to this player. Oh, you know what? Let's just make it happen. Let's just make the camera follow. Let's add in a new mesh here. And I'm just going to scale it into a wafer. Or, you know what? Let's just go mesh and then sphere. Yeah, we'll do a sphere. So this sphere is basically going to be a ghost. It's going to follow our character around and be just a slow camera. For now, let's just take this character movement and make it separated. And then we'll call it player movement. Like so. Like so. Then we're going to make it so this actually follows the camera. For now, let's just get a set position. Position. Is it location? Set object location? That's right. It's called, okay. I've got UPBGE brain going on. Okay. Then I need to get position. Location, I mean. Get object location. Connect that into there. And the object I want to get is my player. Then I need to do this on update. So I guess I could continue to use that. I'm probably just going to add a new on update node here. I don't want too many of them. So let's just do, yeah, we'll just do that for now. Do on update. Slap that right there. And the object I want to set the location of is my sphere, which I'm going to rename slow camera. Like that. And with the slow camera, theoretically this should just act as a parent. In fact, let's just take our camera and parent it to this sphere. And if it works, it should just act as a parent where the sphere is just going to one-to-one follow the player. Yep, there we go. That actually is pretty good. Though I do want it to be a slow camera. And we can still walk through walls, which is fine. So, to make it a slow camera, I need to tween my vector. And all I gotta do is connect this in here. So, what I do need to happen is this is going to start on update. And we need to duplicate this. I need to disable that. So I need it to be from myself, or I need to flip this around. So from our... Let me think about this. Is there some kind of lerp node? I think it's the tween is the lerp node. Yeah, tween acts as lerp. It's basically the same thing. I think in the code, if you were to actually script it, it would be lerp, or that might be C#. I don't know if Hax does that. Yeah, it's not called lerp. Otherwise, you'll hear it as like lerp or tween or interpolate is another version. Pretty much. So we want to go from our object, so our slow camera, to ourself. And I'll just leave that blank since it's referencing the character. And a duration of 1 should be fine for now. And there's a bunch of different tween options you can choose from. We'll just do linear. Okay. So this is the fun part. Breaking your game until you figure it out, and it takes forever. Okay. So as you can see, it is currently broken. Let's see what's going on here. Oh, so the set position needs to be on tick, and the value needs to be location. There we go. Now let's try it. Hopefully this will work. Very much a hope. Whoa. Okay. It does work. Obviously, I need to disable the a do gig for a game is normal. What do you mean by that? Anyways, as far as this goes, you can see that we have a little ghost following us. It is awfully slow, and it is picking up the z-axis. So I'm going to actually separate x, y, and z. Take this vector, and then I need a vector. Just regular old vector. Connect these two together. And then that way we can disable the z-axis. I don't want the character moving up and down, or the camera moving up and down. Just want it to statically follow the camera. There we go. So now, I think there's a couple other things I need to change. I don't know why it's spawning or starting out so far away. Also, am I still moving closer? That is an interesting... What is going on here? I gotta figure this out. Because we're all the way up here, and then all of a sudden we're all the way down here. It's about head level, which is fine. Also, the spheres get smaller. There's a strange rendering thing there, but I think we should make the character camera a little bit higher than that. Oh, yeah, look at that. That's why. Let's select the character and then put this right here. Select the camera. And move it up. There we go. And I think I need a little bit more top down because it's a little too 3D at the moment. Let's do that. Move it like that. There we go. That way we can see kind of back here a little bit better and we don't get obscured as much. So theoretically, this should work a lot better. Here we go. And that's what I'm talking about. I now can walk around. Obviously, I have some texture issues that need to be resolved, but not bad. So we can come over to our shop. Still need to update my speed a little bit. It's a little bit too slow. So let's just make the character walk a little bit farther, but before we do that, let's Control J. Call this my slow camera. There we go. So already we're kind of getting a game. But I need, let's just fix this. Currently our vector is set to 0.1, so let's just make this 0.2. Because I know that the Crystalis guy does run faster than that. Or walk faster than that. Maybe 1.5. Yeah. 0.15. We are getting there, slowly. Slowly but surely. Okay, that's a lot better. And I think we can keep... Let's make the lerp just a little bit... Yeah, we'll do like 0.75. So it's just a little bit faster. 0.7 is going to be fine. And then that'll be our last test for this character. Then we'll try to get some animations going. Kind of want to get the character all set up for now, since it's a lot. Yeah, that looks pretty good. I think we can deal with that. Then I'll have to add some collision hitboxes to the world. Then maybe we'll also make the hitboxes dynamic to where they disappear and won't render anymore. But as far as the character movement goes, I think this is actually looking pretty good. Let's take that orb that we have, which is right here, and let's just not render that. So that'll be better. It'll look better. Sweet. Okay, let's add in a character. So I do have a character in mind that I want to use, and let me append this character. Where am I holding this character, though? I might have to open up another instance of Blender so I can actually find my own character. Pixel character. That's the wrong pixel character, though. Oh, I do have some animations on this character already, but it's not the animations I need for my Crystalis game. We do have an encumbered walk, though. Let's go File, Recents, Pixel Character, this one. There we go. Here's my little dude that I'm going to use for the Crystalis game. I like this art style a lot better than the original one I had, which was just like the cubic-looking character. I think this is a little bit more stylistic. So this is what I'm going to go for. And it's all rigged and ready to go. So this one is, if I go File, Save As, I just want to grab my Blender projects. And I can close this now. Then I can come in here. Grab my pixel character, go into the collections, and just import my collection. Obviously, it's going to have some things I don't want, so I'm going to delete that, and I'm going to delete that. The character itself, let's just put that where it's supposed to be. And the hitbox, I'm actually going to slim down a little bit, and then scale this up. Let's make this invisible so we can actually see what we're doing. Oh yeah, that's good. Okay, now I can go into here. I don't have to worry about the accuracy too much. I just need the character to be roughly... Like, here's the scale of the door. So I need to make the character about as large as this door. Because I think the original character is 1.5 tiles tall. And this door is 2 tiles tall. So, So I need to be about 3/4 the size of this door. That makes sense. So we'll do something like that. Okay. Let's put this guy back where he's supposed to be. And we're standing on the floor. I think I'm going to make it just a little bit lower so that we look like we're colliding with the floor. Then I'm just going to parent my armature to this character. I want to make sure that the scale is properly set on the character, and I also want to make sure the scale is properly set on the armature. But I'll also need to make sure that these are set properly. And then the armature. Ooh, we're getting a little bit of wackiness there. Because something about Armory that you have to worry about is the armature, when you actually play in the game, will look all weird and broken when you play an animation on it. I think currently we don't have... I don't think we have... Okay, we have an idle animation that's playing. Let's just play the game and see how wacky this looks. See how broken it is. Bum, 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 bum. Okay. So currently you can see the hair is already broken. It looks like the belt is broken as well. And some of the other stuff is broken. So some stuff still needs to be fixed. Let's just do the scale, because I think this is a problem here. And then we'll move this back down. Kind of move it back into place. A little bit further. Oops. There we go. I think the hair is back on mostly right. I think it can go back a little bit. And can I still, is it still attached to the head? Okay, there we go. Then we had a problem with the belt. The belt was also broken. It's a little bit high up on the character's waist. We'll just move that down to be where it's supposed to be. And the upper belt looks fine. So I think, oh, the leg's definitely broken a little bit. That's fine. Okay, let's just press play and see if that is at all fixed, or if I need to do some more stuff to it. Might also have to make the hair part of the... Yeah, see how busted it is? That's pain. Oh, that's pain. Let's see if making the scale proper on these. Let's actually just take these and make them all part of the same mesh here. And the armature should be the same, and then we'll do the scale on the player. Please tell me it is not broken, so we can continue. Well, it is slightly better. The eyes it is still busted though. Is it playing? Oh, I think it is playing. Do I have a walking animation so we can see how broken it is? Which is really unfortunate. I was really hoping it would work, but such is life, I guess. Do I have a walk? I do not have a walk. Okay. And obviously the hair is busted again, so I need to take these. Let's select the head. And I need to make sure that the hair is weight painted. So let's go edit. We will disable the object lock. Then I'm going to come in here and assign it to that head bone. Oops. Oh, why do you have to be a pain? Okay, there we go. Can I go into weight paint? There we go. And it's good. We're probably going to have to do the same thing with the belt too. The belt's probably going to be busted, but what are you going to do, right? So let's just press play and see if that helps. Got a proper character now. This is... Oh, yep, there we go. Sometimes it's just a matter of getting the weight painting fixed on it. And it looks like we're already doing a lot better. Let's get the glint on the eyes fixed here. And I would prefer this to be separated so I can... Oh, that's bizarre. Don't want to select the whole world. I just want this. The soul of my character. There we go. And it looks like this one needs to be rotated just slightly and moved out. There we go. So I think that should be fine. Let me actually go to my render settings here. And I'm going to set it to viewport so I can play the game in the viewport and move around a little bit more. This is another cool thing. You can actually fly around your viewport while the game's playing. Like this. And now we can see what's going on. Obviously the eyes... Oh, let's see how busted they are here. They're not showing up. Or those glints. So I wonder if those have our back-facing issue, or let's see. Also, we can come in here. We can check the face orientation on our objects. Looks like I have a strip right here that is not rendering properly. So we might have to fix that later. It looks like these are fine though. Oh, maybe not. See, they're red. So let's just take these and go into edit mode, select those, mesh, normals, and we'll flip those. There we go. Those look a lot better. And we'll kind of move them away just a little bit more so they have a little bit of breathing room. And then let's press play and see if they still exist. If they don't, we're going to have to weight paint them to the face. Armory rocks? Yeah, I don't know if that's sarcastic, but... Oh, yep, there's our... You can actually see... Yeah, I need to fix that strip on the character as well. On both sides. I can see through them. So let's click on the player again. And turn on our face orientation. I'm probably going to have to... So you can actually see all the red. This all needs to be fixed. None of this is going to render in the game. This is why I gave up on Armory. Is it just because of the time it takes to load and stuff? I mean, it's really cool. If you have the patience, I think it's worth it. And I'm going to see if it is. Hopefully by the end of this project, I will know if Armory is for me. Or if it's even worth doing. And I'll make a video about it, probably. But for now, let's just make these. Take these shading or normals, flip. And I think we're good now. Obviously, the belt has its own issues, but I'll deal with that. While we're here, I might as well... Oh, no. Those are all separate objects. What have I done? What have I done to myself? Are these flowers broken too? Let me see. Let's see what all is busted here. Oh, the pain. Let's see if these flowers are broken. Yep, those flowers are broken, and all these are broken too. That's great. Also, come back here. I need to fix my hair. It looks like I have a bad haircut on the side there. That needs to get fixed. But for now, let's see if I can cheat this and just select all, mesh, normals, and then we'll recalculate outside. Looks like it fixed. Oh yeah, we got some problems though. Oh, all these separate objects too. That is so painful. I mean, there's only one way to do it, and that's just to get it done. But, I mean, talk about tedious. Select every red object. Shift all, Shift N. Oh, yeah. That's a lot better instead of just doing the thing. I can't do all the objects because if I recalculate all of them, it kind of breaks. Because I have objects that are right, and then it'll flip them the wrong way. Like all this like little grass here, I should probably just delete because they all need to go anyway. I'm gonna replace these. I'm gonna actually do what I want to do is take the world and instead of doing 1-to-1 because it's very flat, the game doesn't have that much texture because it's a 8-bit game. So I want to take I kind of want to prettify it. Like I want to make everything really beautiful in the game. Add some like actual flowing grass and this stuff. So it's going to be Crystalis, but it's going to be upgraded. Shift N recalculates outside, doesn't flip the normals if they are already outside, which is true. But some of these are inside normals. Like the normals themselves are messed up. So if I click on this box and I select them, and then I go Shift N, you can see that it breaks the normals on the outside, and these are all on the same mesh. So that's the problem I'm running into. Otherwise, I would actually just go ahead and delete all these. Oh, I see. Yeah, it's just busted. It's just bad. Let me just go through and delete these anyways because it's just unnecessary performance. Because all these are cubes, and cubes are expensive. So let me just delete these. Goodbye. And, oh, no. Oh my goodness. Talk about pain. Let's see how fast I am. And I don't think I don't think there's a faster way to do this. Okay, this is gonna be painful. It's fine. We'll make it you know what I'll do? Let's do this. These are all larger faces, so I should be able to just select them. Oh wait, make sure that this is enabled. I'm just gonna select all these. Press C. Can I box select? Where are okay, let's see if I can do it. There they are. Then I gotta do the same thing here. Get rid of those ones. And then we gotta just make the fence work again. And slowly come through here. Oop, I got a couple I need to select. There we go. And then deselect these. Very carefully, making sure not to deselect my cubes. And I think this is going to be a lot faster than trying to tediously select every individual cube. Oh, and we got to delete this one. There we go. Okay, that is all cleaned up. We do have a couple more spots here, and we got all these over here as well. Oh, and then these ones. Oh my goodness. Okay, we'll just individually select the ones closest to the bricks so we don't have to mess with that. And then we'll just box select everything else, as well as these ones right next to the edge. And then we should just be able to come in here, select all of these, making sure that everything is properly selected, and then cleaning them up. So we're going to do proper grass. We're going to do shader grass, which is going to be much better. And it'll look a lot nicer. That is the ultimate goal. There we go. Just grab these. Man, what was I thinking? Talk about a dumb... Talk about not knowing what you're doing as a modeler. I think you can link objects in Blender. You can. And it's probably what I should have done when I first did this, when I did this months ago. Unfortunately, it won't help me in this instance currently. And it's fine. I'll just take the time and I'll get it done right. What have I done? Why have I selected this? Where is the thing? Where's your origin point? It's probably like... Oh! Stop it. Box select. Are you kidding me? And you fool your computer that it uses one object. Yes. So yeah, because each one would become like an instance of one. They're all linked, so you can all, like, if you edit them, they'll all edit at the same time. Which is also nice if you're doing stuff like trees and things like that. Oh, there you are. I see you. Found you. Just delete those. Oh, we got a couple, I think. Oh, yeah, it's just that. That's fine. Then we got these ones. Should be quick. And then box select. And then just a few more. Like so. And this one I'll select normally. Give us enough room. And these ones, ooh, right in the open, easy to get to. There we go. Oh, this is going to be a little painful, though. This is fine. This is a minigame all on its own, just selecting objects. Come on. We can do it. Oh, man. Definitely would not have used this on a resume. Talk about pain. So I see that your low poly world has a million vertices. Why is that? Well, you see, I made the grass out of individual cubes. And why would you do that? I don't know. Okay. And we're good. I think that fixes it. Okay. obviously I still have these that need to be fixed too. Let's just do these while we're here. Get them done. I probably should have just checked them while I was making them, but probably couldn't have been bothered. Oh, come on. Select the right thing. Select similar. I would try, but I don't think it'll work here. It might, but like if I go select link, select by trait. Interior faces. Select sharp edges, select it all by trait. I'm probably similar. There it is. So I guess I could do material. Nope. Unfortunate, but it's fine. I'm almost done. Maybe put them in a collection next time. Yeah, you'd think so. In fact, I probably should have made these PNG just images. I don't know why I had to model each of these individually. For one, it's expensive. Like, see all these triangles? This is ridiculous. Okay, we're good. I think this was just bad. Yeah, in all honesty, I should have just made in fact, I probably should just change all they look ugly in my opinion. These flowers are just bad looking. Like, see that? Look how smooth they are. There we go. I just don't like them. For you guys, do you want to do a vote whether I should change these into should I just go into Sprite and make a picture of a flower and then use those? Could probably even animate them at that point, so they'd be like they'd wave a little bit. That'd be cool. Let me know in chat if you want me to do that. If I should just forgo all the 3D models, because at the end of the day, it'd be better performance-wise. Okay, so let's fix our character here. We got some issue. Yeah, that's a little not good. So let's just fix his head. Turn this off so I can actually see what I'm doing. Maybe create a logic node in Blender to reduce the polygons. Yeah, I guess that would be cool. I don't know how I'd go about doing that. But yeah, I mean, if you had a node that just reduced... What you could do is just decimate them. Like, I could just decimate my world. Like, if I go in here and just add in... Let's just see how many it has. So if I go decimate... Currently, I have 65,000 faces. And then take that into vertices and multiply by 4 for each face. So, yeah, that multiplied by 4 is what I got for vertices. Flower power note. What is it? What do you mean by a flower power note? In fact, actually, in the original game, let me just pull up the texture really quick. Because I'll show you what the flowers look like in the actual game. If I can find them. Crystalis, there you are. Textures. And then I need Town of Leaf. Okay, here's the Town of Leaf texture, or the map that I had. So you can see that the flowers are pretty simple. They're just these basic sprites. So what I probably should do is just do a version of this. Like go... In fact, yeah, let's just do it. These are all rowed up. I kind of staggered them because in 3D it looks better when they're staggered. So let's just go ahead and open up Sprite really quick. And Sprite always takes ages to open. Bum 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 bum. Come on, Sprite, you can do it. You can do it. There we go. Let's open this up. Let's just go for a 16 by 16. It's probably even... wait, can we decimate the entire world in one go? You could, but it would destroy some of the... It wouldn't look very good. You might be able to get away with it on certain models, but not this one. It's even worse than I remember. How so? How do you think it's worse? I'm kind of curious. Because there's things about it that I actually enjoy, but there's also things that I hate. Edit palette. Palette, not palette size. I need load palette. That's what I want. No. There it is. Let's go for the. I think there's a. Is there an NES? There we go. I will take the NES. Open that. Oops. I just don't want to load the folder. I just want the palette. There we go. Now let's make a flower. So again, the original image. I might have closed it. Whoops. Basically, it's just going to have like a circle. Here's our reference. I think there was an add-on where you can link a sprite into Blender. That would be cool. I would love. That would make things a lot easier, especially for texture. Because just being able to like texture paint onto something with a sprite would be cool. So this is very blurry, but we can see that it is 3 across, up and down, and then we got 1, 2, and 3 over here. Good to finally catch a stream. Is Armory your favorite for Blender-based game engines? I couldn't say it's my favorite because it has its own issues. I think I'm using it because it has some benefits that UPBGE can't offer for this project, and I feel like in the long run, this is going to be a better engine for this specific project. I think it's definitely on top, though. If I were to say like my favorite engine, UPBGE, I just know the best. Like overall, I know how to use it. I know the tools and what can be done. Armory is like learning a new thing, so I almost can't even talk on it right now, just because I don't completely understand it. But hopefully, yeah. I mean, I'm gonna see if I hate it by the end of this project. That is for sure. I keep meaning to look at that image, and I closed it. I was talking, and I just closed it. The colors. What colors do I need? I need yellow, red, and green. Nice and simple. So let's just go for kind of this yellow color. In fact, we'll do like this orange-yellow color. And it needs to be a kind of like that. And it's offset. That's great. Gotta love it. It's fine. We can change it. It doesn't even matter. And then for the red, let's just go for this dark red. And in the picture, how did that look again? Come back here. Okay. Okay. So it's just squares. So it would just go like this. And these would be the petals. In fact, mine's probably going to look more saturated. Okay, and the stem just comes down. It has a outline around it. And okay, so we need the black for the outline, and then it's going to go in like this. There we go. I wonder, you know what? Let's oops, that's a little bit ridiculous. That's just ridiculous. Oh, pencil. There we go. Make our flower like that. And then I need, how many pixels do we have for our flower? It needs to be 1, 2, and 3 pixels. Then it has a black outline there, so it's kind of like a little whoop. And then 1 or 2, 2, and then 3. 2, 2, and 3, and then 3, 1, and 1. Let's see if I can remember that. Here's my green. It's going to go down, and that was 3. Then we take our outline. Ooh, we got a little bit, it looks a little bit ugly there. So I might do something, or I'll just leave it lower accurate, even if it doesn't look the best. So underneath we have, so it's 3. That might even be 4. That might be 4. And then it's 3 across. So let's just go 4. Like so. What's the shortcut? A B, okay. And then this goes 3. And then how did that look again? I'm like really working my brain trying to do this pixel art. So it's down 4, 1, and then it's open on the bottoms. So it's 2 or 3 high on both sides. So this would come over here and it goes like this, except it's a little bit different. You know what? Let me just open this picture up over here. You guys won't be able to see it, but I will know. I will see it. Okay, coming down here. Oh, it's so blurry. So I need 3 high, so it is even on both sides. So that comes up. Wait a minute. Oh, so it goes up like that. So maybe it is 2 pixels. Okay. And then it's 1, 2. And then it has 2 blacks here. 1, 2. And then 2 black pixels. And then it comes up in a 90 right there. And then it caps off like that. Except it doesn't, because this one actually comes over here. And then this is all black right there. So I'm actually 1 too many over. So let's just grab these. And chat is being hidden, so I can't see what you guys... Oh, no one's saying anything. It's fine. We're good. Then I need to move these pixels over just a little bit. And then they come straight down. Let's see. So 2 pixels. There we go. Prime Base and Sprite Tile are free Blender add-ons that you can use like Blender into... Oh, okay. I'm actually going to check that out then. Because that would be great to actually have. How does it work? Like, how does it actually work? Can you like just draw right onto an object, or I wonder how that actually works. Doing this again. This actually needs to get deleted right here. So I need to delete this pixel, and then this one is going to come in here. And then it looks like I don't have to worry about the bottom. It's going to be open. And then we need to come over 2. So it's going to be 1, 2, and then 1, 2. And this actually looks like that. Okay. That is the proper flower in Crystalis. That's actually awesome. Just for funsies, though, I'm going to add a little bit of texture depth here. So let's just add in some of this goodness. It's not quite the right red I want, though. I need to change the red just slightly. Yeah, that'll work. We'll do something like that. And then for the stem, we'll just do a slightly yellow color at the bottom. And one right there. So just a little bit of shadow. Because I think it actually even shows that in the game, yeah. Just a little bit. So now I'm going to take my sprite here. I think it's on UV map. Okay. Maybe, you know what? Maybe I should just install it. Does it work for 3.6? That's what I'm using currently. I need to make sure it's the right version. Let's center this if I can. In fact, we'll do that. Just leave it. Oh, I guess I could make it dance. As an animation. So you're trying Armory, but you mainly use... Yeah, so I mainly use UPBGE, but I'm using Armory for this project. For one, I haven't used Armory all that much, and I wanted to get back into it and kind of relearn it a little bit since it's been so long. And I just feel like there's some tools in Armory that I can use for this project that'll be a lot easier and better than I could do in UPBGE. Like this flower, I'm going to make a tile map out of it and use it that way. Because I want this little flower to be animated in the game. So what I can do for that is I can... Oh, I need to do frames. So let's just make this full screen. And I should have an animation view here. So maybe it's in view. And I want tiled mode, grid, timeline. There it is. So I need timeline. Okay. And now that I have my timeline, let's just add in a new frame. I can move this up. This is show our little animation. And let's just add a new frame. And we'll make this flower just move slightly. In fact, we'll figure out a way to make it move in the best way. Maybe moving it, we'll move this pixel here over, kind of making it blow just slightly in the wind. And then we'll make this one move over like that. Oh yeah, there we go. And this pixel right here needs to get moved over. Try to keep everything to where it looks proper. And the outline stays consistent is the big thing. So now I can play the animation. And now it's got a little dance. So we might add another frame in between. And this one will be just a down frame. Maybe not. How do plants in... This is the thing. I am not a pixel artist. How do plants actually behave in pixel art? Let's see. So I could do that. And now it's got like this flower is really dancing. Or it could go... So it's center. And then have it go this way. Or center. I'm really good at making the flower look like it's dancing, I think. These will be very happy flowers. Now it's moving just consistently over. So now it goes center, over, over. Then I think I can change the frame rate as well. But it'll be fine. Then let's add one more frame. It'll probably be a few too many frames. As a smear frame there, and then we'll have this frame come in. So it goes that way, so we'll have it rotate the opposite direction. Just to give it a smear frame. Oh, there we go. It's a very woo 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 woo. And it'll get slowed down, so it'll be fine. I kind of like that though. I like that little animation. Okay, so let's make this leaf here move a little bit. And we'll see what kind of does the best for this. And then I need to move these down. Like that. Maybe not. Maybe it'll be best to we'll make it simple. We won't make the leaves move too much. In fact, let's just do this. And it'll go here, so it's nothing, then that, then this. And then we'll have it come back up, but it'll be up like that. Nah, we'll just leave the bottom static, I think. Yeah, that looks a lot better. Okay, that is a dancing flower. Let's export this so we can come in here and we can go export as a sprite sheet, and we'll do by rows. So you can actually see that it converts it into a perfect sprite sheet for us. And this we'll be able to put into the game, which is awesome. So we'll do sprite. We got layout by, okay, and then we got sprite, visible layers, all frames, no borders, and we want to output this file as town of leaf, because the flowers will be different colors, I believe, and different. So we'll have to change the colors up when we do a different town of leaf flower. There we go. And I need this flower to be in our project file. So let's go gaming projects, Armory 3D projects, Crystalis 3D. And we have our Crystalis overworld, which is our main game, and sources. So I'm actually going to add a new folder in here. And this is going to be my bundled folder. Like so. And inside of here, we're going to save our flower. There we go. So theoretically, I could call that flower, but also know where it's at. And let's replace these now. I think this will look so much better, actually. And we can just put it on a plane. So let's make a plane. Rotate X like so. And let's just put a flower on here for now. Coming into here, new. We'll go into shading. And let's just put our new texture on. Open. And we can come into our bundled folder. I probably spelled it wrong, but it's fine. And first thing I need to do is unwrap this. We'll go UV editing. Render again. Have you published any games yet? Something that we can try on itch or a different site. Currently, I have just been working on PT on the Toilet. That's my current game that I have on itch, but it's just the very early version. It's only version 2, and I have a third version for it that'll be coming out soon. I just need to get the sounds working right on it, and I have a couple of... I want to make the menu work a little bit smoother. But currently, PT on the Toilet is the current game. But it's not really a game, though. You wanted to play it. The new update for it, though, will have a lot more stuff in it. So that is kind of where I'm at currently. Let's rotate this 90 degrees on the negative. And then I'm going to linear closest. And then I need to make it so it actually has an alpha. We have an alpha, so we'll just plug that in there. Then I need to come down here. I think it should automatically work in the game engine, so we shouldn't have to change it, but just for viewing, turn specular off, and then make this a alpha blend. There we go. That is a flower. I'm back. Welcome back. Yeah, welcome back to the stream. Okay, there's our nice little flower. I think that looks so much better. Let me know in the chat here what actually you prefer, the pixel art flower or my old flower. What are you cooking up? Well, I'm actually doing Armory instead of UPBGE today, but I'm cooking up my Crystalis game. I'm remaking it, so I figured I'd stream it since I want to remake this, the 2D one. Yeah, the 2D game that I'm turning into a 3D game. Yeah, so that's what we're doing today. Currently, I'm fixing the flower, because these old flowers are heavy on the processor, and they're terrible. They look like, they just look bad. So we're going to fix it. And by fix it, I mean I'm going to select these flowers one at a time here, piece by piece, slowly. In fact, I might have to do this off stream because this is unfortunately the path I took. The sprite looks much better. Thank you. I believe so. And it'll be animated. So it'll have a little deal. So in fact, let's actually, before I get too ahead of myself and make sure that this actually works, we're going to come down here. Let me just can I minimize? Yeah, minimize the surface. And we have back face culling on, which will be fine because you'll only see it from one direction. Oh, awesome. I'm glad the 2D sprite looks much better. Could you make the flower 3D by giving it some thickness? I probably could, but I think... So the way this game is going to work is it's a top-down game, so you'll only see it from one direction. So it doesn't even need to be 3D, because it won't even matter. Extrude, dude. Let me show you what extruding a PNG looks like. I mean, it doesn't look so bad that way, but this way, it's kind of, yeah, not good. Let's just get rid of that. Uh-oh. There we go. We good. I'm gonna animate it, though. Knife, I meant knife plus extrude. Oh, like, do the knife tool around the edges and then extrude it? That might work. Then you could, make it thicker. That the whole idea of using a PNG though is to take up less. I want less vertices. I'm trying to make things cleaner, and for performance and just optimization. I could do it Minecraft flower style. I need to change the blend mode though because that's not good. I guess I can make it two-sided for the game, and then change the blend mode to clip. Like that. Now we have a Minecraft style flower. Though I'm not going to do that either for now. Okay, I'm getting distracted. I need to animate this flower. So let's take it and go to animation tile sheet or Armory tile sheet. Call this flower. So I don't have any on the y-axis, so I think I can just put this as 1. And then for the tiles, it is, what is it, 5 frames? Yes, it's 5 frames. So since that is 5 frames, I need to put this in as, I think it's going to be 4. We might do 5 because 0 and then 4. So it's technically 5. For the action, we're going to call this wave. So it'll be our flower wave. In fact, we'll call it just flower wave just because this can get confusing sometimes. And then we'll start it on 0 and end on 4. In fact, actually, this will be 5. And then start will be 0 and end will be 4. Loop. So theoretically, if I press play, let's see if this actually looks good. I will be curious. Nothing's happening. Well, tile sheet is not working. Can I, frame rate is at 4 tiles, tile Y. Let me see if I am just not doing it right. Is there one more thing I need to do? Oh, I can make it a billboard too. What did I do wrong? Two-side ignore. Mesh quality. Particle fade. Don't need to do anything with that. And it is on loop. Do I need to change something? I might actually have to look at, I'm pretty sure that's how it works, but obviously it's not working. Might turn cast shadow off as well. Let's see. It's gonna make me upset though if I can't get this working. Yeah, all that work and it's probably not gonna work. I mean, look at this poor flower, just all not moving and stuff. Let's see. Okay. It's actually unfortunate because it is working properly. Maybe I need to, let me just go in here and we'll do a test really quick just to see if it's needs this. Let's add in a tile sheet node. And we'll just say on int. On int, and then we'll select our plane, which we'll just name flower. And the name, we got object, and then we need, oh, did I? Oh, I figured it out. I knew there was something I was missing. Let me disable that. I don't even think I need these because they're gonna infinitely loop. So tile sheet needs to be flower on the object properties. So I need to actually go to the object properties and enable flower. It needs to be flower wave. You can use a custom tile sheet node, which is what I was adding there. But I think since we only have one animation for it, this should work. I just had to figure it out again. Please. Hey, we got a dancing flower. Oh, yes. And I could change that frame rate, but I think this will be fine. And it should look a lot better once I'm farther away. This is so good. This is cool. So now I'm just going to layer them in this. Kind of like I have them here, I think. Obviously, I need to go through and properly destroy these. But let's just start putting them in here for now. Because I kind of want to see them just in this box. Yeah, but before I do that, I'm actually going to put the original flower in its own collection. New collection. Flower. And I am just going to disable that. Then, with the current one I have, I'm going to make this. And then I want to... Okay, I can link them later, which will be fine. But let's just go in here. We're going to have the layered flowers. So I'll go into this. I'll put one here, put one here. There we go. I might even actually slow it down, so it's like they'll only move less than like maybe 1 frame a second. I actually don't need the center one. Just want these ones to be moved over here. There we go. Okay, I don't know why, but when I try to make a door system with a lever, when I pull the lever, the action actuator of the door doesn't work. So if since you have two, you'll have you'll have a lever, and you'll have your door. So what you'll want to do if you're using nodes is you want to use a message node. So you want to send a message from your lever to your door. The problem with this is you'll have to do a new message for every single door individually. Or I guess you could send it to a specific object, so you might be able to do it that way, but you'll still have to change the names if you want to add multiple doors. It is the best way to do it, I think, and what I'd probably do is in the message section, I would make a property and have it read a string property. So that way you can just duplicate all the objects and then write a new string in there for a new message. So that way it'd be super easy to just make new doors and levers. So like almost building your own components that way. And you'd just be able to duplicate them a lot easier. I am experienced, I would say, not so much smart. Let's go in here now, and actually, in fact, I want to make sure my camera view is seen again. Let's see if this looks any good. Now that I got these animated flowers. Okay, moving our character over. We got our dancing flowers. Look at that. They're a little bit dark, so I'm going to have to fix that. Probably just making them emission or something. But yeah, thank you. I think that's what I want, though. I think it's going to be good. I'm going to duplicate all these flowers. Probably link them all together into the same... They'll all be one link after I get done with them. But yeah, the flowers are just vibing. They are just chilling. Now I gotta make them chill all over the place. As I'll leave this up to you guys. Should I just duplicate them straight over and put them all so they all look the same? Or do you think I should make them varied? Like kind of do like maybe 3 in one box, 5 in another, 4 in one, kind of just make them varied? Or do you think they should all just be the same like in the game or the original game? Because that'd actually be cool. Selecting more flowers. What a pain. Why'd I do this to myself? At least it looks good. In fact, I should probably take these like this. Now that I have these flowers, let's just go ID and then select linked, mark as. I know there's a way to do it. Might just make them all one object. There we go. Let's see if that still works now. Make them varied and then use them in number password. Oh, that'd be cool. I am trying to stick to the game. Oh, maybe I could do it for an Easter egg though. Like have them like as a combination. So if you look at the flowers. Okay, so here's something that's going to be for stream viewers only, and I'm going to explain this, and it'll probably never end up in a video. I do plan on cutting this into a proper video. Love the game. Look, everyone is telling me get off of the Blender game engine, but this is the reason why I tell them no. Yeah, I mean, I get those comments all the time. People telling me I should move over to Unity. Unity 6 just came out, and I guess they got rid of their pricing thing, so it's probably going to go back to the way it used to be. It might even be better to use something like Unity. The tools are going to be... The thing for me, I like using Unity, but... Yeah, UPBG is way better than Godot, not going to lie. I think that Godot has its own place. I think that there's things that I used in it. For one, animation. Doing animation events in Godot is pain. Talk about just ridiculously convoluted. They have too many options for blending, like blending trees, and they have a copy of what Unity does, like the Unity node graphs that you can do for animation. But then at the end of the day, you still have to use code, and you have to call them, and each blending option has its own code that's associated with it. So you got to figure out the right code to use with the right blending tree. And then you have to lerp between values, and you have to... it's pain. And then it all breaks all of a sudden for no reason. That's my experience with Godot. Everyone tells me Unity. Yeah, I would say that Unity for me would be... If I wasn't so attached to the Blender game engine, Unity would probably be what I would use, especially if they didn't have their fiasco that they had last year. Do you know how to fix the logic nodes randomly disconnecting? So what that probably is you're probably using logic bricks, and you probably have two objects that you're connecting together. So in the old version, UPBGE 2.0 and 2.5, the legacy version, this wasn't a problem. I never remember nodes disconnecting from each other, because what you used to be able to do is take two objects and link them directly together. In 3.0 and above, so the EV version of Blender, if you connect two logic bricks together and you deselect the objects that those two were connected, it will disconnect. Or you'll select something else and they'll just randomly disconnect, and you'll lose... If you look in the console, it'll say logic missing links. And that's what happens. No idea why it does it, and it's probably not going to get fixed. It does it in every single 0.3 version of Blender and 0.4. It's very annoying. So that's why I started using logic nodes in those versions, because logic bricks are kind of obsolete if you're using the newer version. That is what I have to say about it. I wanted to see if these flowers are still going to work. Okay, are these still working? Yeah, they're still vibing. Okay. Awesome. They look pretty good. They don't look too bad. I think once we also get some post-processing and stuff, they'll look even better. I get it now, thanks. Yeah, glad to help. I hope, yeah. I mean, just something that we have to deal with, I guess. This flower, I need to actually... I'm just going to disable from render. Yeah, we'll just do that for now. We'll do it here, too. Okay, so let's take these. I think the pattern idea where we'll do a code. So, I was going to explain this before I got sidetracked and went on my rant. So we could do the combination. So like in the building, in front of this building, which is like the main building, I think. This is the mayor's house in the game. Like you go in here and get your sword and stuff. So we'll have the combination with the flowers. And then my idea was that what I would do is this well in the game has no purpose. There is no secret in the original game for this well. So what I wanted to do is when you get the item, so in the game, in the store, you can buy boots, like the jumping boots, and they allow you to jump over 1 gap spaces. So I want to take the idea of getting the boots. You'll get the boots at the end of the level when you defeat the boss and defeat the demo. You can come back to the town of Leaf and then jump into the well. And what we can do is the code that is outside of here with the flowers could be how you get to the secret content that I put down in the well. I feel like that could be a really cool Easter egg. And then it'll have like, I don't know, the list of names or something. I don't know. Supporters maybe. But yeah, that would be a cool idea. And I think that's how I'm going to implement it. So let's actually just move this over here now. I'm getting all stuck here. But for now, let's just make them look normal. And then we'll change them later. Oh my gosh, so much. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I think it could be cool. I think it could be a really cool idea. And the 8 of you who are watching are the only people who will know about it. Because it's an hour and 50 minutes into the stream. No one's ever going to watch this piece. Which will be good, because it'll still be a surprise. For when it's uploaded to Itch or something. Okay, there we go. Ugh, don't want to select the house. Oh, I tell you what, this is painful. Just trying to delete all these. Let's see. I'm going to try the idea of select and then, I don't know, probably can't do that. Shortest path, select more or less. Select by trait. Interior faces, select similar. Maybe if I do coplanar normal. Face regions. Oh! Oh, no. Wait a minute. Did that actually work? Yo, that actually, I did it. That's a way to select them all. So I could delete those. Let's see if it works for this too. So if it goes select. Why don't make flowers one object? Because when I think what I did is I ended up, these all used to be separate meshes. No. These flowers used to have separate meshes at one point, and then I think I got frustrated and then just made them all one mesh, and then I saved the game, and then it's messed up. So now I'm dealing with this because I probably got frustrated at one point. And now here I am, deleting everything one by one. So select similar, and then we'll do, what did I do? Nope, that's not it. Select. I can't believe it. I just started talking and I forgot what I was talking about. Parameters, normals, coplanar. Select similar vertices or edges of face types coplanar. Nope. Oh, perfect. We love these. Yeah. I'm going to I think overall I'm going to stick with, by the way, I can't select by similar. It's selecting everything else because they're just cubes. So anything that's a cube is going to be selected the same. It worked for all the spheres though, which was good. But I think for me personally, I'm probably going to stick with the Blender game engine until, I think I'll probably dabble with other engines, but this is going to be my main go-to. And eventually, hopefully I'll be able to actually produce a full game. The biggest thing is time. Like when I'm producing a full or a project, the main goal of a project is to make a video out of it. And once the video is over, I lose interest in the project. And that's just kind of making videos because I can't stick on one thing too long. Otherwise, for one, I get bored. And I don't think I could make 12 videos about one project. Maybe this one because there's a lot I could show. But most projects are pretty boring when you're actually making them. Because it's all the same stuff. You add in your, all the logic is pretty much the same. Can you select by material? Sadly not, because these are using these objects they all have the same material. Because they're all using the same texture, which is a pixel art texture of the whole world. So unfortunately, that is not an option. Was gone for a bit, my opinion. I think now that you have sprite flowers placed, they look a little too dark in colors, at least YouTube anyways. It looks like they blend together. Yes, so I noticed that as well. We'll go back to it too after I get done deleting all these flowers. The new ones are dark, and what I'll probably end up doing is just going into the shader and just lightening them up a bit. Either with emission. Well, I don't want to do an emission because I do want some bloom in the game, but I'll definitely brighten them up somehow in the shader for sure. Because they are just too dark and they all blend together. Oh my goodness, this is gonna take me ages. We're almost done with the storefront though, so that's good. Okay, there we go. Now that all those are done, we can move on to the other flowers. Oh, we don't have too many left though, just these ones. And then it'll be super easy just to place the new ones. Oh, don't want to delete my house. I think I've spent the majority of my stream just fixing my old geometry. These are the things, setting up a new world. And we'll get back into mechanic. The good thing about this game is the original game itself was really simple. So in Crystalis, it's just a basic action RPG. And you have a basic attack. In fact, there's only one attack animation in the original game. So I only have to do one animation for attack, and I think it's just a stab animation, and that's it. The thing that makes it complex is Crystalis has a bunch of abilities and items. So I'll probably have to, at some point, figure out how to do an inventory system, because Crystalis does have a basic inventory. And then I will have to do status effects and stuff like that, because the whole game is based off the elements. At least the performance will be worth it. Yes, I believe the performance alone will make switching over much worth it, or make it worth it. And the performance of these new flowers. So yeah, that's probably what you meant. You have way more patience than me. I start a new project at this point. I had to do this. Yeah. You know what? I think, especially back in the day, I was the same way. I think doing the stream helps me out a lot. I struggle so much with motivation and working on projects. I'll start doing something like this, and I lose immediate motivation. But for some reason, streaming just gives me the motivation to do it. I think it's because it's kind of a performance, and I need to be focused and need to actually do stuff. Otherwise, it would be boring. Oh my goodness! Look at all these flowers are all gonna be dancing. Okay. But I would say this has definitely been the most helpful thing for motivation. Okay, now let's do this front here. So many duplicates. But it's fine. It's good. Okay, let's see how it looks. I keep going in the camera view. This is another UPBGE thing, like having to always go into the camera. In this, I don't have to do it. I don't know why I even bother. Oh my goodness, look at these little flowers. Oh, they're really dark on YouTube, aren't they? My camera's really bright. Let me see. There we go. Everything's all wonky. My hair's wonky. The game's wonky. Look how dark it is. Jeez. Let me see if there is a... If I go computer display, let me just change this. It might be a color issue. Weird. I'm also using Streamlabs, so it doesn't have the same properties that OBS gives me for color. Okay. I think it's fine though. I think we'll just have to deal with it. You can kind of see it. Does look... Oh, it's probably because my monitors... Yeah, I think it's just my monitors washed out. I have the brightness up really high. Things will have to change. But we got dancing flowers, so that makes me happy. Let's add these over here. And move these up front. Last ones. Okay, so we have these flowers done. The first thing I did go through is deleting those original cubes that were on the ground, those like little white and yellow cubes. Those are like white flowers, I think, in the game. So let me pull up the image again, and I'll show you. Oh, yep, they kind of show up here. You can kind of see them. So if I make this big, you can see these little white dots. These are all individual pixels, and I believe they're supposed to be white flowers. So in the original game, to say it, because they only had 8 bits to work with, they could only do dots for the flowers. So they're kind of just like off-white color dots. So I think what I'm going to do for this game is I'm actually going to, the same way I did that other flower, I'm going to add like a top-down version of the white flowers as like a full flower petal. That way they'll look way nicer in the 3D, in 3D. And I think the way I do that is, probably should have saved that. In fact, let me just save this as leaf flower, and it'll be, this is going to be my A-Sprite version. There we go. And let's make a new file. It's going to be 16 by 16 again. In fact, I probably can make it 8 by 8 since it's only going to be, it's going to be really simple. But what I'm going to do is for the white flowers, the center of the white flower doesn't really have anything. We should still use the yellow though. Let's go in here. We're going to add in our NES colors. And let's just go for like this white, because I believe in the game it is just this white color. Ooh, and let's do the same thing we did with the... Maybe it should be 8 by 8. Let's see. Well, it wouldn't matter because it's still going to be off-centered. It'll be fine. So we have this little off-white color, and then we'll just do the white pixels. How do I want to do this, though? I'm not a good artist, by the way. I am kind of bad at art. Oh, we'll just do this. This will be the yellow flowers. So in the original image, they're kind of like in a square shape, where they're kind of, you know, they're placed like they're in clusters or a tile of flowers. So let's just open that image up again and take a look. Kind of what we need to do. So you can see that these tiles are just like grass with flowers on them. So I think what I'll do is just make a tile, or kind of just an image. So it'll just be like this with some flowers on it. Maybe I'll do a couple of different variants too. Oops, there we go. So we'll kind of do this, and then one more right here. And maybe, yeah, that should be fine. And then maybe a couple of just, we'll do this color. And then maybe a couple of just petals. There we go. So that will be one of them. And then what I'll do is, oh, should I do them as frames? Maybe I'll make these also have a little bit of a wave to them. That might be something. Make these animated as well. Have them move really slowly. Because I kind of want... Yeah, maybe we'll just do that. We'll do them all the same, but we'll have them animate. So let's just take these ones and move these pixels over. And then we'll remove these. And And these ones will kind of do the same thing. They'll just kind of dance a little bit. So down and to the right. Try to do it consistently. There we go. So now if I go into my, oops, we go view, and then, oops, I need, yeah, timeline. How do I open up the animator again? Guess I can just do that. Though I do prefer just to have the preview. There we go. Here's a little preview. Oh, bye. Yeah, take care. Have a good one. So we got these little flowers, and they are dancing, but I need them to be... Let's do another frame. We'll do an in-between. And this one will go over. This one will go down. Ooh, maybe that's not going to look good, is it? How much is too much movement with these flowers? Maybe that'll probably be good. Probably maybe 2 frames, because I can change it to be like 2 frames a second, so they'll just kind of move. Yeah, I think that's going to be the best way to go. So let's just do 2 frames, and we'll go export. Export as a sprite sheet. Do the same thing, and we'll call these the white underscore flowers. Because these I think are indifferent. And I need to make sure that they're PNG. Yep. Okay. So if I add in a new plane, go into this view here. I need to make sure that they are the perfect size. There's 2 tiles in the game between these. So they need to be 2 tiles wide. And if I duplicate that, yep, that should be perfect. And we'll just make sure the size is, yep, 1.5. That'll be fine. And then let's add our texture. Shading. And we'll add this. New texture. Open, and we need, nope, wrong textures. Where is my project held? Oh, yep, here we go. I can just find it by going up. Crystalis 3D, bundled. My flowers. Unwrap. Then make sure that this is on closest. Then make sure this is on alpha. And alpha clip. And this is why we have to name stuff, because the animation frames or the animations will kind of get clustered together. But I will be using different. Okay, anyways. For the sake of being able to see things right, where is the thing? There it is. Okay. Alpha clip. So now we have our flowers. Let's make these, let's actually fix the animation on them though. And we'll go flower. This will be the white underscore flower with a new action. And this is going to be the wave for this one. Flower underscore wave. And I need 2 tiles, so it'll be 2 here and 1 high. The start will be 0, and the end will be 1. So we have two frames. Then for this object, I'm just going to go and add in a new tile sheet. White flower, action, flower wave. Now we can just duplicate them and put them exactly where they need to be. And I can actually check out where they need to be by going over to my texture here. We'll make this a little bit smaller. And I actually don't need this area here. And then I need the town of Leaf map. So now I can see exactly where, oh, it's actually 1, 2, 3, 4 tiles. So yeah, that's actually interesting. So maybe this needs to be smaller and be 4 tiles wide. Then again, it might not matter. Okay, that'll work. Then those can be deleted, and this one can be brought up. And we'll put this one here. And just to make things look a little bit more random, or just a little bit more random, we'll flip them around. So theoretically, when I press play, I should see these new flowers animate. Let's see how they look. They're awfully bright. These ones have the opposite problem. They might be too bright. And also, oh, they're down here. Hey, look, we got some flowers. I need to make them probably move a little bit slower. And I think I'll do it for all the flowers, is just make them move at like 2 frames a second. But, yeah. So I need to do that for pretty much all these spots. So going up, and then got this little spot here. Pretty much everywhere I had those same cubes. I'll just put these there. But overall, not bad. For the frame rate, let's just go down here and change that really quick. So this will be frame rate of, let's do 1 frame a second. See how that looks. And I think for the wave, for the big flowers, we'll do 2. Maybe 2 or 3. So let's just take these flowers, go new collection, white underscore flowers. And then I can just put them where they're supposed to be, which is one right here. And then there's going to be one here. I'll just delete this one. There we go. Don't need to be completely exact, but it'll be fine. This one will come up here, and it needs to be flipped around. It doesn't need to be exact. It proceeds to make it exact. There we go. And then obviously we have this huge field right here. This is the fun part, just placing everywhere where it needs to be, everywhere things need to be. There we go. So that goes there. Do this one like this. And there's a space. This goes up here. Then this needs to go like this and this. This needs to go up more. And then it shoots out one more here. Hey, welcome to the stream. We're just placing flowers currently. It's an exhilarating time. And I messed up. This is supposed to be a perfect staircase. Where did I mess up at? 2, and then 1, 2. Okay, so this actually needs to come down this, and this one will come up. There we go. It's fine. And then that'll go there. We have one more L shape that goes up here, right by the edge of the walkway, and then just 2 of them. So we'll grab these 2. Oops. And these will go right up to the top. Here. Alrighty. Well, there's all of our flowers for that little row. I'll probably do Armory 3D. Looks quite like UPBG. Many differences. Yes. I would say it's Blender. So it's going to be looking exactly the same as far as the layout goes. But the systems that you're going to be using are different. The logic nodes for coding are pretty much the same as UPBGE, except the syntax is going to be different because it uses hacks instead of Python. But overall, it's not that different if you really think about it. There are some things that you can't do in Armory that you can do in UPBGE. Like there's some constraint stuff, and I don't know. There's a few things that you can't do like you can do in UPBG. But there are things that this can do that UPBG can't as well. So, I mean, it kind of evens out. You fix this, these little doorways here. There we go. I think these ones are fine down here. There we go. Get rid of these. Yeah, no problem. Okay, so I could just spend so much more time doing these flowers because as you can see on our, if I go back to shading, I have to do this entire side too, but I will do that, and I gotta do down here as well, and this little patch. I will do that off camera though, because I mean, there's some things that I probably just want to go through and do by myself because they'll be very tedious. Like these trees, I'm gonna fix. Those are gonna change because they're bad. Like we can look at them. Each one of these petals is like so much geometry, and they need to go. So those will be change. I'll do the same thing I did with the flowers, and just make them look much better. But I think what we need to do now is let's get the character actually working properly. I need to do the face direction, so the character needs to move left, right, up, and down. I don't think I need to do, if I want to follow the original game Crystalis, there's only 4 movement directions. There's going to be up, down, left, and right. There's no diagonal directions. If I want to be fancy, I could add the diagonal directions, and I don't know if it would affect game. It actually might give you an advantage, because one of the things in the old game that what made it difficult was, for one, you have to pick your direction, you have to charge your attack, and then hope your direction doesn't get canceled. Yeah, so, and that was one of the hardest things. So I might implement it the same way. We'll have to see, though. This is, oops, what am I doing? I need this, and then I need to fix my belt. Okay. And one of the things I'm going to have to do, for one, I have this green shirt on this character, so the shirt has to change colors. And it's texture painted, of course. So that's great. So I'm going to have to change this color. The original character in the game, let me pull it up and show you guys. Here's the sprite list, but I don't think it has the main character in it. Here are some of the characters. So these are the Town of Leaf characters. There's a rabbit that's inside the building. You can see that the colors are very basic. Welcome back. Glad to see you again. Just showing off these characters. So the main character is pink, or like a fuchsia color, because I think that's all they had left for the character. So the character's fuchsia, and then the skin tone with obviously the black. So I'm probably going to try to keep the characters looking the same, obviously with the 3D style. So hopefully I can make it look good. In fact, let me see if I can pull up. Let me just pull up, I think it's called God Slayer sprites. I guess for English viewers, it'll be called Crystalis anyways. Crystalis sprites. And then sprite resource. Where did I originally... Maybe it was sprite resource. Oh, this is different. Oh, wait, is this different? That's crazy. Okay, we could do level 2. We could do, what's that mountain called? Mount Saber, that's right. I should probably do that level 2, since Mount Saber connects to the overworld. But, yeah, Crystalis. The Japanese name for Crystalis is Godslayer. It's kind of fun. I wonder why they changed it to Crystalis, if the original was Godslayer. It's kind of funny to me. So this is the sprite sheet. Oh, sorry, I was looking at the thing and I didn't see the chat. Can Armory export games to Android and mobile devices? Yes. So Armory can export to Android and iOS. So you could do Apple and Android devices, which is really cool. In fact, I actually made a mobile game. My little first... Here, let me show you guys really quick. Let me pull it up. It's on my phone. So if I go in here, and open up. Do I still have it installed? There it is, Pong. I made Pong in Armory, and I exported it. Let's see if it'll even read here. So I made Pong, and you can move the paddles up and down, and it's just like an AI that you can fight, and it's really easy to beat. But it was my first mobile game that I made in Armory. Yeah, so you can do iOS and Android. Oh, people asking me if I've made games before. I made Pong. I made Pong and I can play it on my phone. And it has a scoreboard and you can lose and win. Yeah, so that was my big project. I think I spent like 2 weeks making that. And then I was gonna make a bunch of power ups and stuff, and never got around to it. Are you in UPBGE Discord? I am. Yeah, I do exist in that Discord. I exist in all the Discord. So Armory, Range, and UPBG. I'm in all of them. I don't talk very much in them. Like I just don't communicate. I do ask questions. Like if I get stuck on something or have a question, I'll go in there and ask. But uh, personally, I do not communicate as much as I probably should. I probably should be in there a little bit more. So here is the character sheet. This is the main character. This is the dude that you play in this game. So these are the colors that I need to stick to. Is this kind of pink color for the main character. So hopefully I can hold on to this because I want to use all the original colors in the game. And then add my own stuff. So here's the character. I need to make the shirt and hair purple. Or pink, I mean. So, yeah, it looks like there's shadow, but the shirt color is just pink. And I can't see. I gotta zoom in again. So the shirt, like, yeah, it's pink. The whole thing's pink. Yes. So let's do that. I could just go ahead and repaint this, but I don't think I'm going to go through the trouble of doing that. Does Armory... Yes, so, in fact, here, I'll show you. This is what that's actually what I was just doing. This is the really cool thing. UPBG does not have a dedicated sprite sheet animator, but Armory does. You can make like an A sprite. I go in A sprite and I made some textures. And then if I come over here, go viewport, clean project, and then we'll play. I'll show you. We have some animated flowers and stuff. And it's really cool. Plus, I need to test my game again anyways. So if I come over here, ooh, everything's all backwards. Look at these little guys. My little flowers are they're vibing as it has been said. So yeah, there's a tile sheet animator in Armory, and it's really cool. You could do a 2.5D game or anything. Okay, so for the shirt, what I'm going to do is, with my character selected, I am going to... Oh, maybe I have to select it in here. Yep. There it is. I'm going to just add in a color ramp. I did a sprite sheet animator in UPBG with sorry if I can't pronounce the name. Mizukai. Dyslexia on top of speech impediment does not help. But yeah. Okay, that's pretty awesome. That would actually be cool. Like, is it just an animated, like you were able to animate a texture, or is it like a dedicated sprite animator? Like you can take your sprite sheet and then have it tile and animate. That'd be cool. User of UPBG Discord. Oh, okay. Yeah, I think I recognize the name. Like, I think I have seen this name around. Is it But is it that way? Like you can take the sprite, like you can have a sprite sheet of your character sprite sheet, and then it just tile animates. You talked a lot there. Okay, I will check that out because that'd be cool. It'd also be a cool resource if I could, if it's something that's available. I don't know if it would be free or if it would be a product, but it would be a cool little thing to share with people. And I would love to use it. I'd make games with it. Okay, color ramp. That's what I want to add. So let's just change the color. Okay, so this will be interesting. I need to change the color of the character, but the whole thing is painted this way, which is kind of pain. Because here's my character texture. And unfortunately, I don't know if I can separate out the face color. We'll see. Oh, maybe I could do a mix node. Oh, I can't get, I gotta, so with Armory, this is one thing. In UPBGE, you can basically use all these nodes. Armory, I think, has some nodes that are not usable. Like, you cannot use them in the game engine. So I gotta be careful about what I add here. Otherwise, I could break my game pretty easily. But what I'm going to do is see if this will actually work. And I'm just going to use this as a mask. And then if I take... How am I going to do this? Maybe I'll need to do a... Oh, I don't think I can use mixed shaders, though. No, sir. I don't like it. How am I going to do that? Well, we'll try it. We'll see if it breaks. Let's do a mix shader and see if it actually breaks the game. And then I can take this and duplicate it. Then do that. And put this down here. It's probably unnecessary to have two BSDF shaders, but whatever. I want to overlay it, so... Or maybe I don't. Maybe I just need a mixed color. Is that right? Like, could I separate and subtract this text, or like the colors, and then just make it so it doesn't change the face color? That might be something. Let's do a mix color. Put that in there. Then we will duplicate these. Put this in the color ramp. And then what I will do is have this. Maybe I'll do an overlay. So I'll make this do this, make that super bright. We'll see. Okay, so it is doing kind of that thing. Let's make this a overlay. And can I make it so it doesn't affect the face, though? Then I will make this kind of a pink color. This is fun. And then the white side will be the skin tone. There we go. Let's see how that actually looks in the shading tab. I mean, I'll have to add a light, but let's make the world a little brighter here. There we go, so we can actually see what's going on. I love nodes. I love messing with nodes. I still think this doesn't look good. Like, it just looks like I have a character that's missing textures at the moment. I need to actually put some definition into them. So we'll try a screen node. See if that... Okay, that gives us something. And then maybe if I come in here and make this black, can I... This is the fun part. Okay, it'll give us a little bit of definition. Let's go back and reference the character again. So this character actually wears no shoes in the original game, and I think it's more because, you know, there's only 3 colors. Not even. There's two colors because black I don't think counts as a color. But so it's just the skin tone and the clothes. So I could just go the literal. Here's a vote for you guys. Let me know. Should I go to the original game color scheme, or should I just make his shirt the pink color and then give him some like, regular colored boots and pants, and then just make him so he has the color scheme in there? Because obviously the colors in the original game were a limitation, and I don't have those limitations. So it'd be interesting to know. As a wish, it's your game. But I want your feedback. It's teamwork, you know? Let's see. Maybe we should, maybe I'll try doing that. Also, this ball is all up in my way. What are you doing? Hide that. Okay, maybe I'll worry about that later. I'll probably use the colors creatively. I think I'll try doing that. Sadly, I baked it. Well, I guess I could just go in and I could probably pull this texture into A Sprite, I guess, and change the colors there too. That would probably be best to do because I can actually just select the color range. Okay, let's get the facing directions working. So I want the character, when I press D or A, I want it to do the proper directions. So let's do that with code, which is just the logic nodes. And let's add in a new thing. And I'm going to need to apply rotation. So let's add a rotate node, rotate object. And I need to connect it to here. So I need to figure out the proper rotation to apply when I press one of these keys down. So this is actually going to be difficult. I don't actually know how to properly do this. Ooh, it's 5 p.m. I bet you I got a call. Did I? Maybe not. I'm probably going to have to end the stream. I think we'll see. I'll probably see if I can get to 3 hours on this stream. Because I wanted to try doing a few things. So let's see if I can rotate this armature. Let's grab the armature as the object I want to rotate. And I want this to happen when I press the keys. So I might need to do okay. With Armory, there's no OR. So in UPBGE, the way I would do it is I'd take the keys and I'd throw them on an OR controller. Cannot do that in here because ORs do not exist in hacks. So I'd have to figure, let's see. Yeah, it would have to be a condition. So I'm probably going to have to use, how would I do that? How would I, if this key, then this, if not, then this? Would I do a switch list on that? Or would I do like would I want to do it? Oh, maybe I would connect it. Maybe I'd try to do like there's a group name that I can't think of. It's kind of a C-based language thing. Or maybe it's not. What do you call it when you have a list of items that you group together and then you can call those individual things? And I don't know. Anyways, making mechanics. Let's do it. We'll just try it. It's not gonna work though. Set rotation. Set object rotation is what I probably want instead of that. And when I press the D key, we'll just do this. Then we'll have it rotate this object 90. So D is going to be right. So if I rotate my character 90 degrees this way, it's negative 90 on the Z-axis. Then I'll select the armature, and we'll see what happens. This is going to be wacky, but it might work. Hey, look at that. Oh, we got something's broken. Probably because... Is it because I hit that sphere? Also, why my armature's in the wrong collection? These flowers need to go away. These flowers need to be in the flower collection. Oops, actually no, they need to be in their own collection. What am I doing? Breaking my game. Okay, M. This needs to be in Town of Leaf Flowers. There we go. Okay. That is what we'll do there. Then I can hide these for now. Make it nice and clean. And armature. There we go. Okay, so for the rotation, maybe I'll put these back here. I mean, it'll look a little ugly, but it'll work. And I'm just going to duplicate this a few times. Oh, it's going to be so bad. One more time. And we'll clean them up later. So for the A key, I need this to be in, and I need it to be 90 degrees. So theoretically, we'll just get them all done and see if it works. And then plug these in. And these need to be 0 and 180. There we go. So let's see what happens now. Obviously, it's going to be looking snappy, so we might have to see about tweening these values, but to make them look a little better. Hey! Oh. So, immediately already figuring out some issues. Also, my the texture of my character's broken, which is fine, I guess. So, oh, the S key is broken, so what do I need to do there? Oh, it needs to be maybe 360. Wait a minute, no. Or 270. Let's do 180. Or, yeah. Watch me struggle. This might be something I have to struggle with on my own. Okay, yeah. One of the problems, though, is if you hold two keys down at the same time. I mean, I guess it's kind of the deal. Like, two keys at the same time and it won't work, but this is the problem I'm going to run into, though. What is the opposite? Like, if I rotate the character, yeah, it'd be 180 degrees. Why is that broken? 180. Anyways, I'll probably do that off stream, and I will make it actually work. Oh! Yeah, it's just wacky. It's just wacky right now. That's fine. I'll fix it later. I'll figure out a proper way to do this. Maybe I'll have to do like a proper input direction. Yeah, because I'm not going to be able to do it the same way I did it back in UPVGE. I'll have to figure it out. Which is fine. This needs to come down here. Plus, I want it to be a little bit cleaner. I want it to actually like smoothly rotate to where it's supposed to be. So, anyways. And you know what? I think a lot of this I'll do off camera, and I'll do whenever I feel like just doing a stream, I'll be streaming this. Because I think this is going to be my big project I'm going to work on for the next, probably the next couple of weeks. Because I really want the Crystalis demo to be done. And basically the demo is going to be where you go in, I'm going to get the intro done. The intro section. I actually have the animation already done for it. So I want to do the intro section. Then I want to have the character be able to play through the game, talk to the NPCs, get all the dialogue system done, and be able to travel through the caves and get the first quest done, which is getting the windmill open. Then I want the first boss as well, because I'm going to have Wind Valley Cave, which is the first dungeon in Crystalis, and you fight the witch there that spawns bats. So I'm going to have that boss fight, and then after you defeat that boss fight, I will allow the character to be able to buy the boots, which you will be able to get the secret with, and then as well as the game, basically the end of the demo scene, which will be defeating the boss. So yeah, and then I think the character will, after you defeat the boss, the character will be warped back to town where they can explore a little bit, possibly find the Easter egg secret, which is in the well, and then it'll be the game over. Okay, I think that's what I'm gonna end up doing. It's gonna be the plan. There's actually a lot of assets that I need. Luckily, I have a lot of it mostly done. In fact, here, I'll show you. Pretty much all the assets. Here's the textures. I already have all these procured for each dungeon. So this would be the dungeon. What dungeon is this? That might be part of. This is the main dungeon, where you actually get your wind orb. So you'll get the second stage of the player's power up. So this is where you'll pick that up. And there's monsters that spawn in here, obviously. Because you actually need the wind orb, or wind ball is what it's called in the game. You can see you need it to pass through these entrances, which are blocked with like rubble and stuff. So that is what's needed. There is 2 caves here. This is the windmill cave, where you run into this guy who's sleeping on the ground here. And you get the key for windmill. I'm actually explaining the entire first part of the game. So I hope I'm not spoiling it for anybody. But in order to get this key, you actually have to go to the shop and you have to grind and buy a whistle, like a flute, or yeah. And you have to whistle next to this guy to wake him up in order for him to give you the key so you can unlock the windmill, which opens up the first dungeon right here. And I think with this engine, what I'll end up doing is just having all of these be a part of the same world like they did in the game. So the dungeons will just be off to the side over here. When you go through a doorway, it's just going to spawn or put the player's location here. Perhaps I'll do like a fade effect to make it look nice. Looks complicated. Yeah, I mean, I had all these systems in place before. Like obviously I showed a demo on the channel of one of my progress, but it's all gone now, so I'm redoing it. But there's a lot to do, and I have NPCs that I need to add for characters to talk to, which is going to be big, as well as the quest, which is opening this up and getting this to happen. But I think overall, it's not as complicated as it might sound. I think once the systems start going and once the main bulk of it gets done, it's going to go pretty fast. I just have to sit down and do it. What else do we have? I have some tiles there. In this area, there's not really... In the Wind Valley, there's actually not that much that goes on. There is a slime spawner down here, where slimes will spawn here. And then there's tiger men that walk up here. And there's a spawner here and a spawner here. And I think in the original game, there can't be over 3 or 4 tiger men on screen at once. So we'll have to see how many I can spawn and get away with. Hopefully not overwhelmed, because they are hard. Like in the original game, you can get pretty destroyed by them right off the bat. Then I need to add in the charge attack, which is this little thing I have right here. And here's it with charge full. I know in the original version, I had a shader that actually worked for this. But I may just do this. I have it, a sprite sheet opened here. So in this, I'll just use the sprite animation for it. And then do it as a, yeah, here it is in the sprite animation. Oh, and when you get the wind ball, this turns into 2, or you get 2. So you have 2 bars that you can level up. Then we have music. So here's the Crystalis music. I'm almost scared to play. Wait a minute, I'm not scared because I played it in one of my other videos, so it should be fine. I don't know how loud it's going to be. Let me make it so it doesn't... It's not ridiculous. So yeah, there's the Wind Valley music. And this plays when you're just walking in the overworld. So that's one of the songs. Yeah. It took me a long time. I think it took me a week to get all the assets, because I had to go and scavenge them. And then I have the intro video. I don't know which one of these is actually the full video, if any of them are. Yeah, so here is my intro to the game, and that file is broken. Cool. Let's try this. Yep, here's the intro. And then I have to add text on top of it, because there's like dialogue that goes on and you have to read. Man, this was actually fun to make. I was really excited when making this. So that's the intro for the game. And that was a lot of fun. If you played the original game, you'll notice the similarities, but yeah, that was what I did. And then the rest is just like all the FBX files with all of my assets. I have the shop file, Town of Leaf, which is what we have in the game right now. I do have to do the shops, so I have to have the shopkeepers. You can talk to them and buy items, like the boots, the flute, and yeah, thank you. And then there's a couple other things. Oh, you can buy a shield, and I think there's another weapon you can buy. In fact, I'll probably have to look it up again to figure out what items there are. If I don't, I might have had the texture for it. Let's see. I'm pretty sure I had. Oh, I think this is. Yep, here's the shops. Here are the items. So you can buy the tan hide tunic kind of deal, the carapace, or the carapace is it's just shield. There's an inn where you can sleep and get your HP back and your mana, and then the alarm flute. So you need the alarm flute to progress the story, which I think is interesting. That the item you need to progress in this game costs 50. Like you just need to buy it, so you got to grind to get it. Warp boots are nice because if you're in a dungeon, you can use the warp boots and just warp straight back to the town, which is cool. And is very necessary in the original game when you're fighting. Antidote, because in the dungeon there's poison slimes and poison enemies that'll poison you, and the medical herb is obviously just a heal item. So those are the items that we have. So yeah, it's a lot of work, and then I gotta do the NPCs. I think there's a item, and it's kind of funny. They put this little rabbit in the game. So this is like the first. This is this little building. See right here, the rabbit's in here. You need a special item to talk to the rabbit, and the rabbit has like something to say, and I can't remember what it is. But there is a dialogue for the rabbit. You need like speak to animal. You need to be able to speak to animals. This is where you get the sword. So the Sword of Wind is from the mayor here. There's this little kid that just runs around. So yeah, that's kind of the deal. This is the intro, so you kind of spawn in. It's kind of interesting. I can't remember the history or the lore completely. In fact, I might do a lore video after I get this game done, and then have it as part of the game. Like you can select the lore video. But basically, it's like way in the future. You use and you are crystallized, kind of like the Breath of the Wild intro, actually. Which is funny. Crystalis and Breath of the Wild have very similar openings. And this game came out in the 90s. But yeah, that's the whole story. That's what's going on. That's what I got to create. I got to create all these buildings, which I actually already have modeled. This guy just gives you $100. It's like an straight when you walk into town. If you go into this house right here, the guy just gives you $100, and you can use it to buy your first items. You have a choice. Like what you're supposed to do is buy the flute, but you can come in here and you could either buy like the tunic, so you have better armor. You could get the shield, or you can buy the flute and just progress the game immediately. So yeah. If you accidentally bought herbs or something, then you'd be out of luck, and you have to go grind 1 coin at a time from enemies over and over. The game is kind of bad in that way, where it's just a grind fest, and you just have to grind gold. But yeah, that's that. uh, I'm going to end the stream here, though. Thank you all so much for sticking through it, and following me here. This has been quite a bit of fun, actually. I progressed a lot further than I thought I would this stream. Why Crystalis though? It's one of my dad's favorite games, so that's why I'm doing it. It was a game I was actually doing for my dad, so it originally started as a project for him. So that's why I'm doing it. Yeah, and it's really fun. Like, I would say that if you had the option or the ability to play it, I would definitely give it a try. It's hard. It's such a hard game. Oh my goodness, it's unforgiving, but it's a lot of fun, I think. So yeah, I'm going to end the stream here. Thank you all so much for watching. This has been a lot of fun. I hope to do another stream soon and get one out. I don't know. Yeah, maybe tomorrow. I don't know. We'll see. I might be busy. I don't know. Anyways, thank you all so much for watching. I will see you in the next stream.